Monday, March 26th. My name is Kay. Nate Burleson is here. Kyle Brandt, how's your weekend?
So good. So good to be back at the table. You know, where it's all broken in like an old baseball glove. It feels good.
Peter Schrager is not here. Oh, but he is. He is at the annual meeting for the owners out down there in Orlando. Good morning, Schrags. What up?
Good morning, Kay. I'm here in lovely Orlando, Florida, where the league meetings, an annual tradition every year, 3 days. Everybody comes here from owners to general managers to coaches. They'll all be here on site. There are several meetings, several different things going on. But as always, the most interesting conversations are the ones behind closed doors and in hallways and, oh yeah, at the bar. So we will get all of it here the next 3 days. I'm here on site. I will be our correspondent as always.
I love that. We've got lots of things to talk about. So let's do it.
Time
for the lead block. Shrek said it. It's the annual league meeting. It is underway in Orlando, Florida. NFL owners and executives will gather to discuss the future of the league. There's rule changes. There's a lot of different subjects going on. And kicking things off with the Giants right now, I would like everyone to take a listen to what President and CEO John Mara had to say about scratch that superstar receiver, Odell Beckham, just yesterday.
First of all, I don't know what was in that video exactly, but I said before that I'm tired of answering questions about Odell's behavior and, you know, what the latest incident is. And I think he knows what we expect of him. And now it's up to him.
Are you angry with him?
No, I mean, I'm more disappointed than angry. I think too often he allows himself to get put in bad situations, and he needs to use a little better judgment.
When you say nobody's untouchable, can you foresee him not being on the team this year?
I can't answer that one way or the other. I mean, we're certainly not shopping him, if that's what you're asking. But again, when you're coming off a season where you're 3-13 and played as poorly as we played, then you know, I wouldn't say that anybody's untouchable.
Ooh, let's throw it back to Peter Schrager right now. I'm getting like flashbacks of my dad sitting me down when I like broke curfew. I'm looking at the back of the New York Post here. Pain in the back, Peter.
Yeah, and you know, last year or a year and a half ago when they were talking about negotiations with Odell Beckham, it was John Mara who said we want him to be a Giant for life. Very different tone yesterday at the league meetings. And those conversations that are held, those are in front of all the local beat reporters, several of the national guys, and it's kind of an owner walks by and everyone gets their questions in. He could easily say, guys, no comment. Instead, a message was made. So the next question is there, well, how could you trade Odell Beckham or what is the ramifications? Final year of a contract. He's set to make about $8 million this year. Whatever team he goes to, you'd like to think it would be a one-year deal, and then maybe they can extend it while they make that trade if that was even the case. Question is, was this a message for Odell to even go out publicly and say, hey, no one after a 3-13 season is completely off limits? Or is this an actual, hey, come and make a bid, come and make a trade, come and offer us something? That's what's going to play out in the next couple of days. And I'll tell you this, from what I feel, Odell Beckham was talking, he wants to be paid quarterback money. I think the Giants aren't even close to making that offer. And if they are talking, those numbers are well apart. So Odell Beckham, final year of his contract coming up, set to make $8 million. Very reasonable when you think that Sammy Watkins is making $16 million from the Chiefs this season. Is he out on the block? John Mara just basically said it. No person after 3-13, including Jason Pierre-Paul, 1 year after a 4-year deal, is completely safe. So it makes it very interesting, very tasty here in the New York market for the next couple of days.
It's tasty. It truly is. And this idea that Odell might not be a Giant. Listen, I'm sure at some point that Minnesota wanted Randy Moss to be a Viking for life. I'm sure San Francisco wanted Terrell Owens to be a Viking for life. But, you know, he said, Kay, that he's tired of talking about his behavior. I'm tired of it too. We're all tired of it. I'm sure his teammates are talking about it. And it truly feels like a dad who's saying, I'm going to turn this thing around one more time. He even used the all-time dad soundbite. I'm more disappointed than angry. Yeah. Here's the deal. This is the rub. He may not be untouchable, but Odell is unguardable. And we're going into a season with a 37-year-old quarterback with a window in a Super Bowl. All Odell has to do is just show up and be the brilliant player that you are. This morning, Steve Serby in the New York Post says, now Odell has to sing for his supper. Yeah. It's that simple. Show up, be incredible, and I don't care how many videos there are, how many antics there are. If you're as good as you can be, you ain't going anywhere. Too good. Too good.
I was listening to John, and he came out really bold. He made a strong statement, but then he started to backpedal faster than guys actually guarding Odell on the football field. Now, here's the thing. When you teed up the topic, you said that he's a superstar, and you corrected yourself. I'll make one more correction. He's an absolute megastar. This man is a rock star. So he's not your average football player. Now, you talk about being a parent, and I'm not calling Odell a child, and I will never do that. He's a grown man. But it's really similar to what I do at home. If Nate comes over with his friends, little Nate that is, and they make a mess, and they don't clean up, I'm oftentimes going to say, Nate, you got to clean up your mess. And it's not you. I don't care if it's your friends. You got to make better decisions with your guys coming over and take care of your mess. If he comes home with bad grades, I'm going to say, Nate, you need to fix your grades. I'm not going to threaten him with a butt whooping, but I am going to go out there and talk out loud to send a message. I'll say, hey, all right, you got all these fancy shoes. I'm going to start pulling some shoes away. Nice. You sitting there, got a phone in your hand, playing video games on the weekend. We're taking all of that away. You're doing all the chores around the house. Now, I'm talking out loud so him and his friends can hear me. That's exactly what he's doing right now. He's talking out loud. He don't want to talk directly and say, Odell, we're shopping you around, because that is complete nonsense. You won't shop around one of the best receivers in the game, but you will talk out loud. So not only does everybody hear you, all of his peers and people that support the team and the fans of the game, but also, most importantly, Odell hears you.
I love the message that he sent, whether it's to send him that message directly, whether it's to tell him that maybe he's not getting the quarterback money that he wants with the extension, or whether it's to sort of put it out there that pick up the phone other teams that might want to make a deal. If I'm one of the other 31 teams, and I have any inclination that they're a little disenchanted with Odell, I'm absolutely picking up the phone. Odell, obviously the best receiver. He also sells. He will pack a stadium and sell out their seats. Like, this is somebody that I would want to talk to. And it's interesting to me that reportedly Pat Shurmur has had a chance to sit down with him on the West Coast just to sort of, like, get to know each other a little bit, or they at least have been in contact. So this is all coming after that's happened. Now you have a new GM there. You have a new coach. And to hear those words now after that, it's sort of interesting. It'll be a fun couple of days here on the East Coast. All right, let's keep it in New York, because Jets CEO and Chairman Christopher Johnson told members of the media last night that his team has rescinded his offer to free agent D tackle and Don McKinnon.